No, you're right, because so when you go to work, whether that's in person or not, suddenly you're existing in a new place. And you go to different places and you're there, these conditions are all around you, right? So things like email, for example, email can be extremely time consuming,
Hmm.
and we all have a different relationship with it, right? So especially in the corporate space, there's a lot of email expectations, sort of etiquette and culture that kind of goes along with that. And that's just one of very many forces that exists around you when you're working, and also even now when you're not working. So all these things are kind of happening. It's very hard, I'll say, especially for me. I used to pride myself on my dynamism, my ability to adapt to different environments. And then as I've gotten older, I've realized, in some cases that's working against me. And I have to try to figure
Hmm.
out how to control that more, because if I react to everything, I will give up all of my time and I will give up all of myself and have nothing left over. And so that's something in the last couple of years of my career that I've tried to be more intentional about. And I have a plan, like an ongoing plan for what I want for the future. It's not easy. Some days I feel like I am doing a better job at it than others, but it is important to recognize, like, it's like going to a different country. Like, they speak a different language here. They've got a different schedule here. And I need to figure out if I can be okay here. Does this work for me? If it does, if you can kind of navigate it and find some balance, perfect. And hopefully, someone on the other side of that sees you, recognizes you, and is helping you try to, achieve some stability there. But
Hmm.
a lot of times that isn't the case. That you're just having this whirlwind that's sweeping you up, and it will
Yeah.
sweep you away if it goes unchecked. And that happens to lots of people, and it just feels confusing when it's happening.
Almost part of I mean, as designed, really, it's a feature, not a bug. We are, as long as we're kept confused, then we will be looking to others to give us, tell me what I should do. Tell me what the next thing is. And typically that's going to be your boss. And your boss, I find, and I'm curious to know, right? Because I think your boss, one would hope, has your best interests at heart, but your boss is also part of the system. So tell me a little bit about that part, right? So now, like, let's say that like you're going in, and now you're like, I hope that my boss, gonna my best interest at heart, is going to support me and do this, and like I'm going to ask them what to do. But tell us a little bit about how that boss is answering, like based off of like, and how that actually is not like we may not want to be looking in that direction every time.
And I think when you have that type of a boss, the person who's got your back, the person who's a really strong advocate
Hmm.
and who approaches their relationship with you and what the team does with a lot of groundedness. But even when that is the case, in most organizations, 99% of organizations, you're sort of lucky to get paired up with that person, and then they've got peers and they've got people that work above them in all directions. There's the CEO. It always goes back to when you get to the top of the organization, there's a cyclical structure where there's the CEO reports to the board, and then the board instructs the CEO. And
Hmm.
so there's sort of no end to all of this,
Yeah.
where everybody is bringing something to the table in terms of directives.